Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to review another from the house of Hermes. This is one of their masculine pillars along with Equipage and Bellamy. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 1998 release Rocabar. This was inspired, and the name is kind of a French contraction of the striped horse blankets that Hermes designed, and I'll put a picture of one up on the screen. So, from what I can gather, it was inspired by this. I'm not entirely sure that the aim was to make a perfume that smelled or reminded people of these particular rugs or blankets and horses and saddles or whatever. But look, I'm going to spray some on, and I have the dry down going on one arm as well. In the opening, the opening of Rocabar is one of the loveliest openings in probably most of the perfumes that I've tried. It's this lovely combination of there is spicy citrus along with some resins, and there is a leveriness in here, even though I don't think they've listed leather as a note. But what I pick up in this as well, and also a note that's not listed, there is a kind of I pick up the citrus that I pick up is almost like is a sweet orange, and in some ways this combination of that orange and the spices in here do kind of remind me of something like Noir Épice by Frédéric Malle, and it's just a really nice opening. What happens as it dries down is that it goes into definitely a very warm, more resinous balsamic base, and it's basically dominated by benzoin. It's that kind of which also could be contributing to some kind of leather aspect, but it's not as sweet as something like a full-blown vanilla note. And the spices and other woods remain. There is a kind of like a green woody aspect to this as well, and I want to say it's probably not so much pine but more like cypress or fir, that kind of woods. It's a real feel of a warm day in a forest, in a not a lush wet jungle, but a dry warm forest. And it's just really warm and inviting, and a really excellently blended combination of all these facets. That citrus in the opening, the spices, woods, and resins here, and it does kind of give off, like this kind of North African vibe. There's a little bit of desert about it, but not too dry. There's always that little bit of warmth and balsamic fluidity to this scent. The thing with Rocabar is that compared to the other Hermes masculines that I have tried, as lovely as it is, I don't find it overly complex in that. My experience wearing this fragrance, the several times I've worn it for testing and this review, is that the opening grabs your attention. And I remember the very first time I smelled this, it was just on a strip at a department store. And I was trying other Hermes fragrances. This one here was the one that got my attention the most, just on that opening on a strip. Thankfully, it wasn't enough for me to want to buy a bottle there and then, because since then I've tested other Hermes fragrances and I've worn them on my skin. And to me, Rocabar has been, as lovely as the opening is, it's been the least interesting of the Hermes masculines that I've tried. Mainly also because one thing, apart from the opening, after an hour of being on your skin, it literally, on me, becomes a very soft skin scent. And I can smell it if I do some of this, maybe 5-6 hours if I'm lucky. But the issue is that if I'm not doing this, after 1 or 2 hours, I literally do not smell it anymore. And I'd be curious to see if it's the case for anybody else who watches this and has worn the Rocabar before. So it's a nice smelling perfume. It feels, for me, it feels kind of different. It doesn't have the feel of those classic Hermes fragrances. And so even something like the more modern Equipage Geranium, which I really love, still feels like an Hermes fragrance, whereas Rocabar, for some reason, I don't know what it is, does not to me. And maybe it's because it's not so interesting to wear, albeit it smells very, very nice. And I'm not saying it's the same type of fragrance, but when it comes to this kind of warm, spicy sort of genre, with a bit of balsams and resins, I actually would much prefer to wear something like Mars Noir Épice. That also lasts a lot longer on my skin, and I can smell it all day. But unfortunately, Rocabar is just a little bit too timid for me. Smells good. Try it out if you get the opportunity. But this is one that I would certainly not miss having a bottle of. That's my review of Hermes Rocabar. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.